Hello, I'm back. Just ate some food and I'm ready to add more to this. Probably finish it out too. And then I might still have enough time today to do another drawing too. I'm sorry, I forgot to take out my ink beforehand, so that's what the bag noise was. But yeah. In like an hour, I'll probably have to stop to take my dogs out. But it'll be like a couple minutes. But yeah, my goal is to probably do another drawing after this too. If this one doesn't take crazy long to finish out. I'm not sure why, but YouTube always I've always struggled getting a video afterwards. Like being able to download the video afterwards. I always have so many problems with like the it kind of gets like forever stuck in a processing phase. And probably due to me recording from my phone. But yeah, kind of sucks because then I lose some footage that I could have turned into a time lapse video. But I think just getting just live streaming out of it too is enough. Try to leave a little bit of reflected light in this helmet here, maybe on the edge. And kind of work my way down and around this character. I'll probably go back and layer some of this ink on the character in front. Nice to see you guys still going. Yeah, I went, took a quick food break and then started up the stream again. Kind of a little ambitious today and might do a second drawing too if this one ends up not taking too long. Yeah, same. What did you eat? Tacos. Yeah, I'm gonna add some yellow. You lost two games and decided just to draw instead. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I would kind of rage draw after I'd lose on Smash Bros. I'm like, I'm just gonna go draw. Like the yellow, yeah, I like doing it on the eyes, especially on like a nocturnal animal that like can see in the dark. It kind of adds a cool vibe to it. It can look pretty creepy on people too. And if I do the eyes yellow on a person, it makes them look a little bit more horror like vibe to it. Orange yellow cats, orange slash yellow eyes on cats though. Yeah, yeah, I like doing it on cats. Probably shouldn't have my hand so close to my midsection area. Gonna start getting ink on my hand. I notice I kind of spend too much time on the shading part. I could probably just honestly throw down a bunch of values and get it close enough to how I want. Especially on these more cluttered drawings where there's a ton of things happening. Yeah, probably make the tails dark. Almost forgot to add rat tails on the other rats. So now I always forget the most important features of some animals. Getting a dark tone with this ink can be a little bit difficult. It's kind of hard to tell like how light or dark the coloring will be. But sometimes to get like a tone like this dark of gray or as dark as on the back of the turtle, it looks almost black when I'm first putting it down. So it's really hard to tell whether I'm gonna get black or dark gray that I want. You like the gray tones? Yeah, it's like my favorite part of drawing with a traditional like dip brush. I like that I can continue detail into with like some contour lines and still add more detail that I can't really do with the solid black. This might be a little bit darker. Alright, this is a little bit more of a color I'm trying to get. Especially in like the roof of the mouth and a lot of these characters in the foreground here. Kind of want to shade in this whole arrow. Maybe that would look best. I'll just try it. Kind of push it more into the foreground a bit. Probably try to go a little bit darker. Alright, I think that's a pretty good tone. It's almost hard to kind of push myself to like make the tones darker and darker. I feel like I'm gonna mess it up, but I know it's probably the best thing to do. Just a little bit out of my comfort zone. gonna do one more layer to get a little bit of a shadow on this. Yeah, I should probably be dark enough. Gonna get a little bit of a cast shadow onto this character. Probably start one up here too. I think I'll get this shadow of the tree. Kind of push it this way. And then I'll have one. Wow, this character still left white. This rat is definitely not having a good time over here. I'm probably going with a darker tone and layer up some of these values. These characters, the gray's getting a little bit darker. And then as the scene gets further and further back, I'll have more light areas. Oh, I forgot a yellow spot. I'll try to get dark value one more time so I can get the turtle with another value on him. Make him look a little bit more three-dimensional. a few different parts on these other characters. And a little bit of the cast shadow. Maybe a little bit under his arm. Alright, that's probably good for tones. Now I'm just gonna work my way back. Can I try to figure out how backlit would be? Maybe have his tail come out up here. Not really sure how a rat would react, like with his tail in this situation, but it would probably have somewhat of an active tail, I'm thinking. really slip in the leg with the get it in there. The more I get used to this brush, though, it's becoming a lot more fun. I think it takes me about like mm, probably like 4 or 5 days of using like a one brush. And if I kind of only use that brush for like 4 to 5 days, I think then I kind of start to get a little used to it, and then it becomes a lot easier to kind of um, do the different strokes that I'm thinking of in the moment. Especially like different pens too. Whenever I start using a new pen, I kind of try to figure out everything I can do with it and kind of what like the strengths of the pen are and kind of what are the weaknesses. Well, since it's turtles, it'll be pretty easy to draw a back view since half their body will just be a shell. I think from here, I kind of want to do one of the rats holding a bow. Try and sneak him in. I don't think I've done this sort of like upshot with an archer before. I'll just kind of have to come up with it. Oh, sorry. I had my chat on the wrong part again. I forgot to scroll down. Your problem with ink is to make everything too dark. I think that's probably not that bad of a problem to be honest. Um, I used to kind of like have like a similar thing with having too much detail, and a thing I'll do is just kind of like have like a balance between. I kind of talked about this. I don't think I talked about this in the video today, but like having a balance between an area that you have dark and then like some sort of like detailed area, and then kind of having like a area that you keep open and white. And I think I don't know. This helps me kind of like keep these three like complementary pieces together, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about when I'm doing a drawing. So I have like different character, like he has mostly white on his face, and then there's like more detailed here, and then dark area. And you could even do that with like a that sort of same pattern if you want to use that for like digital art, or you want to shade a whole character in. Then if you have a character next to him that's like mostly white or lighter value, it can be with like colors too, and just kind of that thing. All right, I'm gonna take a break quick and take my dogs out, but then I'll be back. Um, Painting in washes is the hardest way to paint in my opinion. Yeah, it takes I don't know, it's kind of hard to mix up the different inks and get good values. Do you listen to music? I do sometimes, like when I'm not streaming or recording, I'll have music playing in the background. I feel like this could be a fight in the scene in five with Wukong. Dude, the art in that game is crazy. I love the Chinese like kind of the tigers are insane in that game. I haven't played it, but I love the art and I've seen some of like the cinematic parts, and I think I love that sort of style that they went for. I like the like dark gritty style that that has, and then like Elden Ring is pretty cool too. All right, I'll be back. I'm taking my dogs out, and then I'll keep Alright, I'm back. Bow pose. From this distance, it's gonna be pretty hard to detail. Usually, where I'll just kind of start simplifying things a lot more. You gotta be more like, "What's up, everybody? I'm back with another YouTube video." Yeah, I'm trying to not be like the um normal, I don't know, YouTuber thing. It's kind of not me. I do it when I walk into work. You say you're filming a YouTube video too? Might probably make a lot of people scared. They'll think you're videotaping them all. I pretend I've been talking about them to my peers. That's funny. He's gonna make them paranoid all day. His drawing has come a long ways. Holy cow. And just point and be like, she's the one from yesterday's video. She's the one I was telling you guys about. All your coworkers won't wanna tell you anything. They'll think that everything they tell you is you're gonna talk about on your YouTube channel. Oddly enough, just me being quiet gets people to just tell me stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'm like usually a pretty quiet person in public. Not really sure why, but I'm not really that like shy, but I'm just like I don't know. I don't really like small talk and things like that. Like talking kind of for no reason. I kind of don't see the point in it, so I kind of just won't talk much in public. But if it's like something I'm interested about, then I'll talk a lot, like drawing or games and things like that. I just mind my business and wash dishes. Then I'm out of nowhere. I have the latest news about the recent love triangle. Yeah, people love gossiping at work. Yeah, if you're more of a quiet person at work too, they probably trust you more, so they'll tell you more things. Probably don't think you would ever tell anyone. I just tell my best friend. Who's in Texas. Cool. Thank you, man. I'm trying my best to make it cool, as cool as possible. Blue Panda, you were the one that was talking about Overwatch yesterday, right? That you. Oh, what character do you play? You hate you hate Overwatch? Hate but love it. Yeah. I definitely know what you mean. I think Overwatch is fun, especially if you like to play with friends. I think it's really fun. Solo queue though, that's a different kind of taste. I think. I don't think I could ever play Overwatch solo anymore. You play Ana, Venture, Symmetra, Olari, and Juno. Those are your top five. Do you play mostly support then? I haven't like played recently. The last time I played was with my sister and cousin, and that was like right after whatever the drill character is that like can go underground. Like right when they came out, that's when I the last time I played. But also like I didn't play when Juno came out, so Juno Venture, okay, yeah. Yeah. I like took I played Overwatch 2 when it like came out because I was like, "Oh cool, Overwatch is back." And then I took a long break and then yeah, I started up and I was like, "Holy cow, there's like Juno wasn't there and then yeah, Venture wasn't there." You think they'll ever turn it back to six versus six like Overwatch 1 or you think it's gonna stay as 5 versus 5? I've been playing more tank in the recent. Oh, okay. So they are testing like sits versus sits again. It, I think the most miserable thing about Overwatch 2 is like is the tank. Since you only have one, it's like I think that just changes the dynamic in like a really bad way. Yeah, I like the 5v5 for like the first week it came out. And then after that, it was like, your tank just like gets blown up in like seconds. Yeah, I played tank for one season and haven't touched it since. Yeah, it's like Overwatch 1, I liked that you had a main tank and an off tank because it was like off tank is really fun and it's like you can just do I don't know, I think that's a really interesting role. And then like main tank is just you're just like the barrier. Like mostly it was just Reinhardt when I played. But yeah, I think off tank is like a whole nother role in itself, and they kind of just took that out of the game. I played tank in Overwatch 1 just as much as I played support. Yeah, Overwatch 1 tank was actually pretty fun. I played Overwatch 1 until I got into like the whole barrier um meta stuff with Orisa, and then I kind of stopped, but before that was really fun. But now it's mostly support and dabble in DPS. Yeah, Overwatch 1, I mostly played Genji because I thought like the whole cyborg ninja thing was pretty fun, and I liked his ultimate. I know now Genji's kind of like the like in League of Legends, like Yasuro's like this meme character, and now Genji kind of has like the that meme fan base of like yeah, it's like the same kind of thing, but. My Genji was actually not bad. Genji's always in such a weird spot though, because he's either like underpowered or they buff him slightly, and then he just becomes meta in like that week. Next season, they're adding a whole new mode called Stadium. Oh god, what's that gonna be? Like a stadium, like a arena kind of thing? Oh yeah, those new game modes they added recently are like, I hated them. Like, I don't know. Like, it felt like just the new game modes that basically aren't in Overwatch 1. I think every time they add a new game mode, it just gets worse and worse somehow. It feels like they're like really hard to come back. Like if one team gets 1 point and then they cap the next one right away, and then the next, and then it's like uh I feel like there's like no comeback factor. Like a lot of the original maps, it seemed like you kind of always had some kind of way of making it back. It's basically a best of seven, but after each round you get currency and adds mods to your hero. So they're doing like a roguelike kind of thing. That could be pretty cool actually. Oh yeah, I guess it's kind of like CS:GO has like or like Valorant, they have like the currency system. I think I'll add a big rat back here. Yeah, like that, except you're buffing your stats and adding new abilities. Oh, really? Hmm. That's pretty cool, actually. So they're like taking all the PvE stuff that they were gonna do and then adding it into their PvP. I'll have to actually check that out. That sounds cool. Which I'm glad because I know they wouldn't just delete everything they worked on. Yeah, it seemed like they had like almost everything ready to go. Like the some of like the photos they were showing and different things. I thought they were actually gonna release it. Yeah, I still can't believe they actually decided not to do it. It's still footage of like the skill trees Mercy and Reinhardt would have had. Yeah, it was actually looking so cool. Like I think it would have gotten a lot of different player bases that mostly just play like PvE games. it was a leadership issue in COVID, but regardless, I'm glad it's coming back. Yeah, it's cool they're actually bringing a lot of the stuff they were gonna do into and using it like you said. Yeah, I forgot a bunch of um the leadership stuff. It's turning into a big rat. Just look up Overwatch Spotlight and you will see what I'm talking about. They talk and show what Stadium is gonna be like. Is that pretty recent? Like, did they say a release date of when that update's coming out? I guess if it was pretty soon, huh? Okay. Yeah, I'll have to talk to my sister and cousin. That could be pretty fun, actually. I try to sneak a rat over here somewhere. This season they added perks, which are like mods to every hero you get throughout the game. Like their individual. Like each hero has their own mods. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of what they said their PVE was gonna be like. That's crazy. That's gotta probably be so hard to balance though for all the characters. And you have to worry about like not only the characters but then also all their extra perks. That's pretty funny though, because like a character that's bad right now could actually end up being good if they had a good perk. Double nade or 2 seconds slow, honestly. Oh my god. That's actually insane. 2 seconds slow on sleep dart. Wasn't Anna's sleep dart like 2 seconds before, and then they nerfed it down to like 1 second or somewhere around there. They made so many changes though. Like I feel like one update they'll make Anna's sleep dart or like Genji's attack speed. They'll buff it a little, and then like next update they like lower it even lower than it used to be, and they like tune it back and just make it the same again. Yeah, they added some old abilities back to into the game as perks. Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot a lot of characters from Overwatch 1 are a lot different. Maybe Bridget will actually be good then. So they're gonna make like May's like freeze gun actually freeze again. She has 3 second inspire on whip shot as a perk. Can she do like can Brig do her like stun? Oh, yeah, I guess they kind of already buffed that, huh? Because they did like a rework a while back. Last time I saw they were kind of just like bringing a bunch of Overwatch 1 stuff back to kind of rework some characters around. Oh, she can only stun with her ult. Okay, okay. That's probably pretty fair. It's more of a dash mini boop. Yeah, I remember Overwatch 1, like I played like the first couple months and I took a long break. And then like the meta changed to like the barrier stuff and like Brig came out and Orisa and things. And I came back and I played one game and it was like the worst experience I've ever had on Overwatch. Especially as playing Genji, like I was basically like useless. Like there was like 6 barriers overlapping each other. Everyone is just farming their ultimate. And then Brig was like basically a DPS character back then and just like yeah, it was pretty horrible. It's because of the sustainabilities. Oh yeah. Yeah, and then all the heals. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, everyone had like a stun and so much sustain. Metas are so funny how they can get crazy like that. I think back here will do some sort of temple thing. Yeah, that's a clip of HQC getting CC'd for like 5 seconds. So funny. Yeah, I think I've seen like that one clip of where he went to like watch like esports on Overwatch 2. It's like a clip and it's like you can't even like tell what's really happening because it was just like so many. There was like 8 different ultimates going off at once. Honestly, I'm used to it at this point. Yeah, yeah. The last time I played Overwatch 2, it was just like it was just so much stuff that uh made me mad. But like at the same time, there's kind of nothing that's like Overwatch either. Like you can't just. I mean, signed like I guess Marvel Rivals is out now, but it's still like third person, so it's a bit different. But it's funny watching new people not know what's going on. Yeah, yeah. When I played after the update, I was like, I kept running into Juno every game, and um, I didn't know what she was doing. I'm like, she can fly and heal the whole team really well, and she was just like pretty crazy. And I used to watch like a bunch of the teaser videos, and they kind of have like a bunch of like people kind of have like speculated what's gonna be the next characters and things. And if they ever add like the other um oh, I forgot. I can't believe I forgot her name. The new support with like the throwing daggers. She's kind of like Genji, like the Kitsune girl. I can't remember, but like her like friend group that they showed in that video. If they add some of those as new characters, that would be really cool. They all looked pretty sweet. And then like the part of like Devo's squad, if they had any of those mech characters, that'd be really cool. And they like tease it so often, so but they then like they come out with I don't know, just different characters that they kind of didn't tease as much. But like those two groups, like if they just added like those like 8 characters as the next ones, that'd be so sick. Who knows? Maybe their kits are just really hard to balance, and that's why it's taking so long. I don't know. Sadly for Diva Squad, I heard that they won't be coming due to the possibility of players not being able to tell the difference of each mech. Oh, what, really? My only problem with Kiriko is the whole spiritual animals coming out of nowhere. Like the spirit animal, like What do you mean, like her ultimate? Oh, you just mean like a bunch of different ultimates that kind of like look the same. And that she's 21 and trained with Genji and Hanzo, but they're old for you. Just her lore. Yeah, I feel like her character kind of came out of nowhere too. I feel like they're kind of like, oh, everyone loves Hanzo and they love Genji, so if we make a new character as a support and she's like both of those, then people will play support. Yeah, I saw a vid that pointed out how badly written she was. Yeah, it's kind of like they just slopped her in there because now it's Overwatch 2. How's the drawing? Just finished. Switch direct with a group of friends. Oh yeah, I saw that the Switch direct was happening. I haven't seen any of that yet. And she sells skins, but hey, it's just pixels at the end of the day. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember when Kiriko came out, she was like, if you didn't have Kiriko on your team, you were probably gonna lose. Like she was a bit over useful compared to a lot of the other characters. Think I kind of wanna add another turtle, maybe down here though. You still hate Kiriko? If you've ever seen Kill Bill, that music that plays when Beatrix has a flashback is what I hear when I see. It's kind of funny. I've never seen Kill Bill, but like I've seen a lot of the scenes from it. And like my dad has watched it. I've been in like the room, but never watched the whole thing. I thought you watched that because I'm like really into that genre of movies, like John Wick. Like I don't know, just all those like action crazy movies. I feel like you would like it. First movie is mostly action. Oh, I forgot there's like multiple, right? How many are there? Second one has some, but not as much. There's two. Yeah, that would probably be a pretty cool movie. It's like John Wick, but with a sword. It was directed as one movie, but it was split into two for being too long. Ah, dang. I actually didn't know that. That's crazy. It would have been like they're already long on their own, aren't they? Like 2 to 3 hours or something like that. But that would have been crazy if they did it as one. There's a lot of blood. Yeah. Each are a little bit of over an hour and a half. And that's not bad. I feel like if it came out today, they probably wouldn't have cared about the length so much. I feel like nowadays it's like more common that your movie is like 3 hours than like a lot of old movies seem so short because they're only like an hour and 20 minutes or like some are like 50 minutes. Try to come up with some kind of armor to put on this one. There's a goofy hand. I don't watch a lot of movies these days, but I think you're right. Yeah, I remember I went to the theaters to watch like the Marvel Endgame, and that was like that's a pretty long movie. I feel like it was almost too long to sit in a movie theater for. I remember I was with a friend, and um once I got up from my chair, I felt like I could like barely walk. But the movie was pretty good. The last movie you saw was The Wild Robot. I don't think I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, I used to not be like super into movies or shows. I don't know, just like recently I've been like watching them a lot. I haven't really played much for games lately. Like the last game I played, like I'll play like Smash Bros Ultimate like every once in a while now, and just kind of like I don't know, just like mess around and play against some like bots or try a few online games. But then like the last game that I was like pretty hardcore into was probably last Epoch. And then before that, when Path of Exile 2 came out, I was playing that like crazy for the whole month of December. But then I kind of felt like I did everything I wanted to in those games. Yeah, same here. I can only play with friends or if I have enough money for a single player game. Other than that, I'm gymming, drawing, or vibing. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Games are like, I mean, a new single player game comes out like every every like month or couple weeks, and it's like constantly like 60 to somewhere like $70 or $90 now. It's kind of crazy. And then some single player games kind of you could beat the whole story in like 2 days and can't really like replay much after that. Yeah, pretty much. I feel like working out has actually helped me with drawing anatomy though. Not that like I'm like super jacked or something, but just the fact that like I don't know, like when you're working out, you're kind of trying to like you kind of like know different muscle groups that you're trying to work, so it's kind of like easier to think about anatomy that way, which is kind of interesting because it's like something pretty unrelated to drawing. Probably why I never finish most games because I know once I'm done, I'll come back. Yeah, my sister, she doesn't like finishing games or movies. When she gets to like a certain part, she gets like bored and doesn't want like oh I disconnect for a sec and she feels like she already knows what's gonna happen, so then she doesn't finish it. You've noticed that about working out too? Yeah, it's just like I don't know. You like naturally learn about anatomy from working out. I think I heard that for Zeta um the artist actually um learned a lot of anatomy from working out too. I guess it's kind of like that for a lot of other topics too. Like if you like are super into like I don't know like riding bike or something, then you're probably gonna know how to draw a bike a little better. I'm not ripped either, but I can definitely see how the muscles move a lot better. Yeah, I feel like yeah, because you're like, I don't know, you're just like pretty much working out is like, I don't know, getting better at moving your body um, and that sort of thing. So I just be observant. Yeah, that's good though. I feel like as like an artist, it's like kind of hard to not observe things. I feel like I'll be like watching a movie or something, and then almost like I'll kind of like tune out and just be like looking at like the angle of someone's face, and I'm like, oh, from like this angle, like the face looks like this, or like I don't know, or like different outfits and things. I'll kind of just like stop and try to figure out all the different parts. Turtles. It's just the artist's way of seeing things, I guess. Yeah, it's really hard to explain to someone that doesn't draw. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stereotypes of what artists are like. I think I want to do some sort of statue back here. Like whenever I tell people that I'm an artist, they're always like, "Oh, what do you draw?" And then I'm like, "Well, I don't know, like anything basically." And then they're like, "Oh, so you like drawing people?" Like I guess I do draw some people. I can never explain my art for some reason. Yeah, I'm the same way though, because like if someone asks if I draw, I don't really know how to explain. Yeah, I draw like tur turtles with swords, and they're fighting rats. So like, I don't know, like the more imaginative ideas, it's like hard to explain that. I guess like I could just say I'm like a cartoon artist, would maybe be like a best explanation mm, for like a someone who doesn't draw. You get that too. Like I can't explain my style, but my friends say and have one, and the best answers I got was on a dating app. I can't remember. That's just so funny. Yeah, it's such a weird social social thing that I think happens like so often. It's kind of weird because like being an artist is like not very common on like the grand scheme, but then like it feels pretty common when you're like online and in those different like communities. Come on, bring this down. only other artists that I ever meet are online. Yeah, I used to a lot of my friends draw, but they're not. I don't know. They don't like do it very often. And like when I was in high school, there's like art classes, but like a lot of people in those classes kind of just like take it because it's an easy class, rather than like they actually like drawing or doing art. Yeah, it's hard to find artists that like I don't know, like they like do it like every day kind of thing. Yeah, my art class was mixed with people who enjoyed it and people who needed to take lessons. Yeah, it's kind of just like, oh, you need to get this point. Yeah, there were so many people in my class that was like, oh, I didn't know you draw, and it's like, oh, I'm just taking this class because I need to. It's so weird. I think I'll try squeezing this statue in here. Kind of just guess how it would be. And half of the serious artists were people I didn't vibe with, so I only ended up with like three people I talked to in the class. Yeah, yeah. Some people kind of just like, yeah, I understand that. That's all right though. I always preferred like smaller groups of friends. The only downside is when those people or or none of them show up that day. The well, then it kind of sucks. Yeah, too many people say good morning to. Yeah. Yeah, when I was in school, I had like a bunch of like mini friend groups that were like scattered across into like a bunch of larger groups. And then after school, that got kind of hard because like some people would want to hang out, but then like someone from another friend group like didn't know them. I don't know. It's like, and then you gotta decide which person you want to hang out with. Mm. And it was never like I just hang out with all of them at once because they're like they don't know each other, so it's like so weird. You couldn't invite anyone to your birthday. They were like all from different friend groups, or not like I did anyways, but still imagine, yeah, two different. Yeah, it's just kind of. I could see that though if you invited them all to a friend. It's like a birthday party or something, and then it's like their first time meeting. It would probably be a little awkward. Like everyone would feel like they probably can't be themselves. Might try to sneak in a tree. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it was also really weird when you would go to pick your classes for like the next year because then it's like, oh, do I choose some class to be with one friend or like a different. It kind of sucked senior year though, because then everyone was like so focused on college that they would just pick whatever would help them with college. A lot of people would just talk to me and never just ignore someone. So I ended up being friends with like at least one or two people from a group. Yeah, I'm the same way. I feel like that kind of personality, you end up like just start to become friends with a lot of different people. Oh shit, I don't know where this tree's going. Tree's kind of going wherever it wants to. Not really friends, but like acquainted. Funny thing is, my best friend was at a different school. I don't think I've ever had. I've had like friends that like moved to different schools, and that kind of sucks because they're like close, but it's like a few. they're still like pretty far away, so it's like they're close, but you kind of still can't hang out every day and hardly talk to anyone from my school. We only stayed friends because of Overwatch. Yeah, that's cool though, because I don't know. I think that's the cool thing about like online games is it's like a way to still hang out when with like people that aren't near you. I mean, that's kind of the internet in general, but yeah, that's pretty cool that you're able to hang out with someone that's not in your school. I know some people that kind of just like don't vibe with anyone in their school. Like um, I don't know, just no one in the school is kind of they like or like would want to hang out. Man, I think I'm gonna be tired of drawing trees after this one. No, probably or my next drawing I'll probably start drawing trees since I'm so been drawing them so much. Probably just like naturally end up in my next drawings. It's kind of funny because like everything that's not shaded so far has just been like mindless, um, creating things while I've been talking. I had to like look back and even see what I drew. Funny enough, I don't draw a lot of trees. Yeah, I don't either. Like, I was thinking because like I worked on like a comic a few years ago, and I drew a lot of trees in that because like it like took place in like a forest. So I was like mostly drawing trees a lot, but I don't think I've drawn trees since that. Or like sometimes I'll just do like um yeah, I don't think I've really drawn trees much since then. But there's such like a specific thing. Talking when drawing is a lost skill. Yeah, I can't really draw well. Like it's hard to think about the two, but if I'm gonna I can kind of like draw in between while I'm talking. It's kind of good though. I feel like I can kind of like helps to like look away from the drawing and then come back and think of new ideas to keep adding. I think I might another thing over here. This is pretty dark, but the rats are getting impaled by these spikes. The turtles put them on. I don't know why I decided to do that, other than like they have in a lot of like movies. I always see that. Maybe try to sneak one more back here. I remember being able to do it in school, but now I think it's just too hard to be able to do both now. Yeah, I think the only reason I can like semi do it is I like draw a lot in like my living room talking to people and just kind of like doodling most of the day while talking. But yeah, like you said, it's kind of a somewhat of a skill. Ooh, forgot to have the spike go up. Well, it's nice watching you draw and talk. And talk while I do some editing, but my friends need her to do it now. All right, no problem, man. Yeah, it was fun chatting with you. Hopefully, I catch your next stream. Yeah, I might stream tomorrow. I don't want to promise, but I'm gonna attempt to shoot for tomorrow. Crazy work here. But yeah, I just kind of started this drawing with just like splattering like ink down and then just like making it into something out of it. It kind of made it a lot more freeing. And then just kind of like playing around with different ideas. Yeah, and thank you again, Broken Jaw, for the shout out, the post you made on your channel. I really appreciate that. The perspective is insane. How'd you get those leaves on the trees? Shoot, it's nothing, man. Look at your work. I actually like, I don't know. I feel like it's always hard to see where you're at on like a progression scale, I guess. Like I actually don't feel like my drawings are good, but but then like other people uh say they're pretty decent, so like I don't know. It's always hard to kind of see from first person. Yeah, like the technique for the tree, I can kind of show on this piece of paper. Yeah, for the trees, I kind of just like might start with the bottom, kind of right by the roots, And then kind of like how branches get a little bit thinner as they go off. I kind of use that same thing for the leaves as well. And then I'll kind of like draw all the branches of the tree and just have them fan out. And then when I'm doing the leaves, it's kind of just I'm like kind of mixing between doing different brush strokes and then kind of like almost trying to think of where the like mini branches would keep branching off all these different things. And then I'm kind of just like that would be what I'm filling in with the black. So it kind of just clumps of leaves and then doing this over and over kind of until it starts to look like a little bit more and more like a tree. And for this one, I kind of like to droop the leaves a bit since make it look like a little bit like gravity. I feel that. Yeah, I feel like it's almost impossible for me to kind of know um, where I'm at. The only thing I can kind of like sense out is like if I look at my old drawings from like if I look at my previous drawing just like a day before this or something, then I kind of notice like a lot of changes that I have made or like how much I've improved at the last. But I don't know. Art is so like opinion. It's hard to tell. Ain't I started on brush pen recently, and the pressure control needed is nuts. Yeah, it kind of depends on the brush pen. Like the Pentel pocket brush is a lot softer of a brush. It's like the more soft the brush is, it's a lot harder. This is the Chinese brush I'm using right now is goat hair, which is a lot stiffer of a brush. But like I have one that's wolf hair, and that is like so soft. Every time you make a stroke, like the whole brush kind of bends. So it's much harder to kind of um, get some lines going. But yeah, um, like yeah, a lot of some of the brushes can be a lot harder than other ones. I had a fountain brush pen that once I kind of like burnt out the nib or the brush almost, like it stopped creating a point because I had used it so much. It started like only doing broad strokes, and that drove me crazy, especially when I was like drawing in a tiny sketchbook with the brush. I was trying to get very thin lines and couldn't get it going. But yeah, there's definitely like a huge difference between um soft bristles and some brushes that have stiffer. I guess for like line control, um I mean you probably already know this, but like if you hold the brush like more upward, it's a lot easier to get a thin line versus like if you have like any sort of tilt, it's gonna wanna start to pull in, make a thicker line. I think I'll make some rocks around here. couple pebbles just to kind of make that part stand out. Now tuck his legs kind of back behind that tree. This part gets a little bit tricky because I think I'll probably do some shading with diluted ink and just kind of like work it in sections. I'm probably gonna go further back, deeper in the horizon, but I'll do some shading with some diluted ink to kind of give myself some time to think about it. Wow, now my ink is super dark. Before I was having the problem of getting it um, a little bit too light before, but now I got the opposite problem. It's good though. I kind of use that to get some layering back part a little more. Man, I kind of want to make this cast shadow look really dark behind this tree. I think it'll look pretty cool if I can pull it off. Just to kind of separate the characters from each other. They were crazy on Splinter. Yeah. I know, it started off as just an ink blob that I decided to make into a turtle. And then I must have like naturally um made the turtle or thought of Teenage Ninja Turtles with it, which is pretty funny. Yeah, now it's kind of turned into like a little bit of Ancient Turtles. This color is like almost black. I could probably get some nice shading in here. And like darken this back parts. Just kind of push this a little bit closer to the foreground. I've been trying to push values a lot more, which is a little bit scary to do sometimes. And to kind of not go too crazy, go too dark. Oftentimes, I'll kind of just test things, even if I know it's gonna fail or has like a high chance of failing. I'll still like to go for it. So then next time I attempt the same thing, I'll be pretty ready for it. But if I never attempted it, then I probably wouldn't wouldn't gain that mm, like kind of ability to do that. I have a little bit of a problem here. Keep up the good work, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Slowly but surely. um, Making this one somewhat work out. Might need to actually rinse off my brush. Maybe this is a good value. Yeah, this is probably alright. It's hard to get a light enough value after drawing for like an hour and have a lot of ink on the brush. It's a little bit hard to then go a lot lighter. I think by now my light source is probably coming in from the right side. I'll probably put some sort of sun there and color it yellow. But then for like these very more simple rounded things, then I'll kind of work around that now that it's more defined and oh yeah, I had a tree here that I wanted to do. I see a lot of this, and so that makes these other characters pop out. And then as it gets further back, out a little less. Okay, and then make this tree pretty dark. Even in the light, I'll have it dark since trees are kind of usually a darker value, unless they're like white. Same with this sort of like, I don't know what it's called on a samurai, but it's kind of like a skirt, even though it's not. Just more of like waist armor. I'm gonna color that all in dark since even if light was hitting it, it's gonna be a pretty dark value. Then it wouldn't go all the way to white like the other areas, and it also kind of separates some things up, just like the rat tail. I've been doing them a dark value and some of these other rats. And then back here, gray in some of this. And then kind of I'm watching my light source, especially for this character. He has some parts of his arms that are turning. Now coloring a little scarf there. To kind of split up some things. same with his wrappings, I'll make that dark. Probably even make this character's wrappings dark too. I kind of have like two options here with this tree branch coming out. I could make it dark and then make his armor light, which is maybe the better option here since I have all the other trees dark. I think I'll just make this dark too, and kind of just make the branches the dark parts, and then kind of see if it works out or not. I think it should probably be good enough. I don't want to shade too much of the armor because I want it to be more of like a shiny object and have it a little lighter, so. Especially this character with him being so close to kind of a lot more gray areas over here. I want to keep them pretty separated. Hey, Mr. Zamu. How's it going, man? Get a little bit of shading here. It's kind of nice that I'm streaming, to be honest, because then I can look at my camera and kind of like see if certain values are looking nice. Might try to get a lighter color for this. That's a lot of water. Go make these posts dark. And then I'll put more posts back here. tail dark. And I want to keep these rats a little bit under control. Keep them as mostly as light as I can. But I also want to have some fun and get some detail in there. Especially the further that they get back. Kind of to be as careful as possible. Now I'll kind of just go through, add some cast shadows, made some other characters cast shadows a little bit better, and kind of thinking of past and through some of the objects. Alright, I'm gonna grab some yellow. And then I think the last thing I will make, kind of add some darker values on the things that are coming pretty close to the foreground, kind of like how I have the arrow and the turtle. If anyone's like curious of kind of mixing the values and things, whenever I'm going for like a darker value, I'll dip my brush in the solid ink, and then I have a cup of water. I have a cup of water here too, and then I'm dipping my brush immediately into the cup of water, and then kind of keep dipping it until my like on my scratch piece of paper next to me, it kind of turns out as a value I want. And then usually when I want to test a value, because my scratch piece of paper is so covered, then I'll kind of just like test it on a part that it wouldn't matter if it gets darker. So like I want to darken this, so it doesn't really matter too much. And I can also layer to get darker. and the more layers that the ink has, it just kind of naturally builds up. I don't like to layer too much, as it will start to my page will get a little too wet and start to warp a bit. So. But layering can be really good for like subtle changes. If you if you want to kind of add like just the effect of a shadow and not actually change its value too much, then layering can be pretty good for that. You should do a mountain range on the samurai drawing. Yeah, I could do a mountain range. Um, that could be a pretty good way of adding more depth. I don't think I'll do it on this one, but that's definitely like future ones. Uh, I'm probably I'll probably do that. I really like Chinese and Japanese painting, with how they're able to create a lot of depth with like fog and mountain ranges and that sort of thing. This one, I feel like I don't know. It's a really weird angle. That's kind of like like semi worm's eye. So I don't wanna. It'd be kind of weird to put in mountain range. I really like the sort of like silhouette that this character has with the white space. But yeah, I should definitely try out some mountain ranges and more distant things to push the perspective more. Alright, this is pretty dark now. Yeah, this is definitely more what I'm looking for. And maybe get a little dark up in these treetops up here. Might lighten some branches. No, make this underhang a little darker. On the very edge there. And then I think last few things I'll do will be just kind of like different little color things. Make his shoe a little bit darker. And wrappings. Scarf. Yeah, and then the last thing I think I'll do is add the sun and somewhat of a angle here. Where it kind of works with everything. Probably like pretty high up. I think I'll just wing it and do about here. Right, I think that's probably gonna do it for this drawing. Well, I was a little too over ambitious earlier, and I said I'd probably be able to do another one, but I might have to take a break and end the stream for today. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. It was fun chatting with you guys and hanging out. And yeah, this is kind of like a little bit of experimenting with like the adaptive drawing that was kind of talked about in the video I released today. And just kind of like started the drawing off with splattering things around, splattering some ink, and then kind of like deciding what it could be, and that kind of lifted a lot of like fear and um, just kind of like not knowing what to draw and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for all the support and everything on my channel lately. And yeah, peace, dope drawing. Thanks, man. Have a good night. I'll see you guys.